Good morning, beautiful girl. Are you hiding for breakfast? It's cold this morning. I don't know where bed really is. Well, it's a chilly morning, and my big girl's waiting for her hay, so I better get myself organised. You've already got your saliva going, haven't you, honey? You might be interested to know that Bella's doing a lot of yawning at the moment, and she's also salivating, which you probably can't see. But a lot of people think that constant yawning like that is always to do with distress and trying to get relief. For her, it is a form of trying to get relief. She's impatient and waiting for her hay. Now she was fed an hour earlier, so she's not hungry, but this is about anticipation for her, and about letting out um, that stress in the sense that she's wanting to get her breakfast or her hay breakfast, and she's also concerned about the fact that Billy's over on the side there, and she doesn't want him to get in first. So she's got a few things going on in that mind of hers at the moment. Can we not fight with me around, please? So if you notice now, Bill's come straight in, ears back, and he's determined to have a battle with her.
What's up, bad boy
So if you
Billy?
think about the fact that she was yawning and licking her lips and feeling
What's that,
stressed
little fat man?
beforehand,
Did you just
she
wake
was
up?
anticipating Bill's next move, and now he's going into action. Bella then charges out like a mad thing, determined to punish Bill because when he responded, it was very quick in there. If I can't slow it down, unfortunately, because I don't have those sort of tools on this program. But moments before he bashed her and she hit her head, which was unfortunate, she had swung around and bit him hard on the chest and using her teeth. And she doesn't usually use her teeth, but she is full of her emotions this morning. And so he retaliated back hard. That's triggered her off, and the next thing you know, the battle's on. So because I'd had enough of their squabbling, I decided to go and get the other hay net and bring it over next to the hay feeder. For whatever reason, the hay feeder is now their permanent battleground, and they both want to have the main position. And inevitably,
What I'll
because there
do to
is no
resolve
herd
this, I
leader
can
out of
just get
those
that other
two,
bag.
it's a daily battle. Until one gives in, they'll keep going backwards and forwards. So it was just easier today to put something on the outside where at least whoever was on the outside would not have to go in and stick their head in and share with the other. As you can see, Bill comes back for round two. He is absolutely dogged in his determination to win the battle, and he inevitably does win most of the battles just simply because he won't give in and Bella gets fed up. But today was different. She's still coming out of season, still very hormonal, and her temper is frayed. Bill, as usual, uses his bottom to sidle up to her and shakes his head to give her a clear message that she wants him, or he wants her to move again. And so this could go on endlessly if I didn't intervene at this point and decide to resolve the whole issue. I will also say this is most of the time these two are happy to resource share. And also I have very strict rules with them. When it comes to food bowls, nobody's allowed to steal the other ones. Otherwise they get their feet moved by me. And I'm going to have to firm up over this business that's going on daily at the moment over the hay feeder, because
Alright, here.
underlying
Somebody tap
is
the food on the
this battle
outside.
for supremacy, and I'm just going to have to
There.
override both of them at this point and let them know that I'm not satisfied with this constant warring.
Hopefully that resolves a few issues for a minute. The battle of the bums. Well, I've decided truly the only way to probably sort out the battle of the bums is to put another hay bag over here. Even though there's one in the stable, they're both squabbling over the hay feeder because they both want to get to the bottom of it. But what I'll do is I'll put this one on the outside and use it as a buffer zone, I think. Wait a minute. Alright, there. Hopefully that will do the job. Well, I'm hoping that hay sack over there will resolve the battle of the bottoms. And I assume as Bella gets over her hormonalness and comes out of season, there'll be less battles. But anyway, they love each other 99% of the time. It's just when it comes to the battle of the bottoms in the morning. Bella's settled down now. She seems to be over her War of the World methods of retaliation. She's quite impressive when she puts on her big girl display. And one of the interesting things is when you have two dominant horses, neither one will ever give up that leadership position when it comes to herd dynamics. So that's why you see them going backwards and forwards every day. There's no leader out here apart from myself, that I'm not in the paddock every day. And I don't intervene when these two are battling it out. Number one, I don't want to get myself trodden on. And number two, it's ever changing depending on the day. Even though they're different in size, Bill's relentless. Belle's got the power behind her, but Bill's absolutely relentless, and he's never going to give in and let her have the lead position. That's just not in his nature. And she's never going to concede, so it's just a matter of them working it out with each other, really. If you've watched the Battle of the Bottoms with these two, you'll see that herd dynamics are never static. They're constantly evolving. Different horses have different roles in daily life, and that can be changing. There's always a testing time. Bill's the great tester of all things. Bella is resilient, and she's tolerant too. So, when you see her heading back at Bill and having a shot, it's not so much that she's power crazy, it's more the fact that she's annoyed and she wants to share. Sometimes she doesn't want to share, but Bill in reality is the one that doesn't love sharing. And so she thinks to herself, I'll get in first before we go down this path. And mostly she's like that when she's coming out of season and she's really feeling cranky still. The rest of the time she mainly gives way, and he knows it. So just interesting little dynamics between the two. And Bella's probably close to 16 hands. Bill is sitting around the 15 hand mark. When I first got him, I used to be able to put my head and shoulders almost above him, so he's growing over a hand in height. He was just a toddler in a sense when we first got him, and of course, being starved and in a skeletal state, he looked even smaller than what he really was. So it's not easy to tell sometimes when you're dealing with a starved, abused baby brumby how big they're going to grow, because I think in the wild they don't often get as big as he does, or he did, or has, however you want to say it. But he's been on maxi nutrition from day one of us getting him, and I had to be really careful in the early days in feeding him, because I didn't want him to colic, and he had a really super sensitive stomach. He was full of ulcers from starvation and anxiety, and he was extremely shut down. So the horse you see today, who really is Mr. Personality, very different. I just wish that if I hadn't been blind, I would have been able to video a lot more of those early days. But unfortunately, because I was legally blind, I couldn't see to video them. But if you saw the transformation that's taken place over the years, and also his hoon years, because when he was younger, he was an absolute hoon. And when I say hoon, he got into mischief, got into everything. He just was always looking to get up to mischief and just being a clown and being naughty with people, not with me. Sometimes he'd be a little bit cheeky, but he would chase those sheep, chase the chickens, bunt roosters up the bottom. He always found mischief. And in those early days, Bella was the boss, so he always conceded everything to her. He would shake his head at her, but he would never challenge her back. So it's only in the last year and a bit that he's decided that he's challenging her back, and he's funny with it because, he does little leaps into the air and rocks backwards and forwards like a rocking horse to demonstrate his anger. He does all kinds of weird and wonderful things which makes us laugh like crazy. But all in all, he's just a gorgeous soul, and so is she. So we're very blessed, and we're thankful that we've got these two.